A shock WWE Departure, WWE Fan Backlash, Roman Reigns Backstage heat, and, of course, we'll hear from our special American correspondent, MJF. I'm Ollie Davis, and this is the WrestleTalk News.
Support WrestleTalk!
Get exclusive videos over on our Patreon. Back in the Vince McMahon era, WWE releases used to be an event. All of a sudden, names would start dropping on a WWE has come to terms with webpage like flies. Within an hour, 5, 10, 15, 20 names. Some small, some mid-card. One or two, your absolute favourites, would have all been wished well in their future endeavours. Paul Levesque era, for contrast, has opted for a far less dramatic approach. A steady drip feed of releases throughout the year, mostly comprised of the company just not renewing contracts, rather than suddenly letting them go from out of nowhere. Now feels far more in line with simple talent turnover. It means news of contracts not being renewed and thus talent departing comes out before they actually leave. For us, the sudden firing in seconds is now mostly drawn out for about a month. But for the talent that are being let go, it still comes as a shock. NXT star Damon Kemp, the real-life brother of former WWE Project and Olympic wrestler Gable Steveson, who was also released this year, publicly announced that he would be leaving WWE on the 8th of July when his contract was not renewed. The following week, he was written out of NXT when his no-quarter catch crew turned on him. Now, in an interview with Monte and the Pharaoh, not Cody's dog, Kemp revealed how much of a surprise his release was. Apparently, his catch crew faction mates have been notified they would be filming matches for TNA Wrestling, but he didn't get any messages. He then spoke with a highly influential person about the direction of the group and his future, where he was told they've got creative laid out for months and that he was given great feedback and felt reassured. But the following week, when he tried to get in touch with someone about talks to renew his contract, he was called on the phone by the talent relations department instead, where they told him they weren't going to renew his contract. Kemp was actually booked for TV the following day, but he was told there was no need to show up there or at the performance center, and he's got a 30-day non-compete period. It's like completely caught off guard, and I mentioned the great conversation a week before, and I was like, whoa, I was just stunned. I was like, all right. So I was really taken back and really caught off guard, but there's no regrets being there. I loved it. I'd go back. Kemp isn't the only wrestler now finished with WWE. In an interview with Chris Van Vliet, Beth Phoenix has officially confirmed she is no longer under contract there. She said she still has a really good relationship with the company and she loved her time there, but she is currently a free agent and she's looking into Wrestling Opportunities. Wrestling Opportunities, title of your next indie wrestling pay-per-view. The educated speculation has Phoenix joining her husband Adam Edge Copeland in AEW to do all the intergender tag matches together. And following MVP showing up at a Bloodsport show at the end of last month and saying his WWE contract is up very soon, his longtime protege Amos has told Adrian Hernandez of Unlikely, "I'm definitely going to miss him. I was extremely grateful that I had the opportunity to work with him, and I did learn a lot. Forever friendship, he's forever my guy." And is able to be a surprise entrant in AEW's Casino Gauntlet match in about 9 days. Speaking of All In, let's check in with our special American correspondent, MJF. Hey MJF.
Hey, come staying.
So, you're our American correspondent here, giving us a specific American take on British culture and history. And on this day, in 1513, Henry VIII beat the French in the Battle of Spurs.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? You guys had another battle with a different group of people, if I can recall.
Germany.
No, it wasn't Germany. That's right. So you guys had a battle with America, lost, hopped on your ships, grabbed all your little tea, and swam all the way back over to England, running away like gutless cowards. Speaking of gutless English cowards, William Ospreay. I will be facing him for the American Championship on August 25th. Wembley Stadium All In. Get your tickets today.
to WWE releases. Matt Riddle was one of the first names let go in the TKO Levesque era. That one wasn't that surprising. Despite being consistently popular, he was also consistently a headache, with wellness policy suspensions, personal life controversies, and backstage heat stories falling out with huge names like Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg. And it's now come out there was tension between him and another huge WWE name. Probably the biggest you can get right now, Roman Reigns. This all apparently stems back to an interview Riddle gave in 2021, where he was arguing Roman Reigns isn't the only ratings draw in WWE. His Arcade Bro team was very popular too, but in Riddle's particular way of speaking, that came out as, "You're related to The Rock, shut up! Like, I'm not impressed, I can beat you up in a real fight!" Former WWE presenter Matt Camp, who used to host The Bump, has now recalled that there were times Reigns and Riddle were purposely kept apart from each other unless they had to work together for a feud, like Riddle's 2022 title shot on SmackDown. Camp described one example where Reigns wasn't even in the Bump studio. He was only calling him remotely on the video screen, but they still kept Riddle, who was an in-person guest, off the set until Roman's section was done. Riddle has now added to this story during an appearance on the My Love Letter to Wrestling podcast with Mark Andrews, where he revealed he went to his Arcade Bro Randy Orton for advice on how to apologize to Roman for his comments. Orton apparently rewrote Riddle's apology letter, thinking it would have a better chance of success, but I sent this apology and let's just say that he did not accept it. I was like, damn it, Randy, I can never ask you to apologize for anything. I've learned, don't ask Randy to do an apology for you. Somehow, 9 months into his WWE return, CM Punk hasn't fallen out with anyone behind the scenes. In fact, he's seemingly even become a beloved backstage presence at NXT. NXT is due to switch networks to the CW on the 1st of October, and that first episode is going to be broadcast on the road in Chicago. Speaking on WGN Radio, NXT head chef Shawn Michaels has revealed that Punk will have a major role on the episode. This could be a promo, a match, or, long shot, maybe even a continuing position on the brand. It's been reported ever since Punk made his WWE return that his long-term goal is to inherit running NXT from Shawn Michaels. I would suspect, though, whatever it is, it'll last for at least another week, because the following episode, on October 8th, will go head-to-head with a special Title Tuesday edition of AEW Dynamite, which finds itself moved from its regular Wednesday night slot. The last time that happened was October 10th, 2023, where NXT had appearances from John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Paul Heyman, and The Undertaker, while Dynamite had the in-ring debut of Adam Copeland. Expect a similar loaded-up competition this year, because Randy Orton has already been announced for NXT. Earlier this week, it was reported Judgment Day will be getting the new name Street Trash now they've replaced Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley with Liv Morgan. I personally don't mind the name, but it experienced a fan backlash online. WrestleVotes is now reporting WWE saw that backlash and have changed their plans. Looks like they heard the outcry. Source claims the name Judgment Day will remain. However, the slogan Street Trash will be incorporated within the group's gimmick. The Street Trash idea came directly from Finn Balor, with merchandising concepts already completed and approved. Although Fightful has reported WWE has recently filed for the trademark Fatal Influence, which sounds to me like it could fit a Morgan-led faction considering how she broke up Rhea and Dom. But whatever happens, anything is better than Pure Fusion Collective. Following a report that Vince McMahon's health has been in decline since leaving TKO, Vince's attorney has denied those claims to WrestleVotes, saying his health is fine. And in another wrestling health update, Afa Anoa'i, one half of the Wild Samoans, has not passed away, despite some reports incorrectly claiming he had. His condition does seem to be severe, though, as his daughter has posted that he could pass soon. Afa's brother and Wild Samoans tag team partner Sika passed away on the 25th of June. To finish on AEW news, Dynamite ratings have bounced back now the Olympics has concluded, with Wednesday's episode being the #1 show on cable, with a 13% rise on the previous week. The overall numbers were 703,000 total viewers, with a .23 18-49 rating. And the promotion has also announced that All In will be taking a year off from the UK to return in 2026. The 2025 All In will instead take place in Texas's Globe Life Stadium, which will be AEW's first ever stadium show in the US. Alien Romulus is out in cinemas today, so Luke has gone back to find out who really killed the lost Alien 5 movie. Go watch it now Here's a clip.
In January 2015, Neil Blomkamp posted this artwork online. It featured Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, Michael Biehn as Hicks, this intriguing xenomorph helmet, and other visuals and ideas that really lit a fire under the Alien fanbase. Coming Soon reported these images were from a now defunct Alien movie that Blomkamp might have been working on titled Alien Xeno, but the truth came out a few days later that this was just the director being a bit cheeky and developing an Alien movie without any involvement from Fox, the studio that owned the intellectual property.